Christmas Eve, 1945. A fire consumes the Sodder family home. 5 children vanish, and not a single bone is ever found. 23 years later, a mysterious photo arrives, and some say it's proof they were still alive. Fayetteville, West Virginia, a small coal town in the Appalachian Mountains. George and Jenny Sodder, Italian immigrants, lived with their 10 children in a large wooden house. On Christmas Eve, 1945, the family celebrated into the night. Upstairs, 5 children slept. Maurice, 14, Martha, 12, Louis, 9, Jenny, 8, and little Betty, just 5.
Around 12:30 a.m., the phone rang. Jenny answered. A woman asked for someone she didn't know, laughed in a strange, unsettling way with the clinking of glasses in the background, then hung up. She noticed the lights were still on, curtains open, and the front door unlocked, unusual for her children, who always secured the house before bed. About an hour later, a loud bang hit the roof, followed by the sound of something ruling. 30 minutes after that, the smell of smoke. Flames were spreading from George's office. Marion, asleep on the couch, and the 2 older sons escaped. Jenny grabbed the baby Sylvia from her bedroom and ran outside. But the 5 upstairs never came down. George ran for the ladder. It was gone. He dashed to his trucks to drive closer to the house. Neither would start, despite working perfectly the day before. A neighbor tried calling the fire department, but the phone line was dead. Later, they'd learn it had been cut, not burned. The volunteer fire department didn't arrive until around 8 a.m., nearly 7 hours later. They found nothing but smoldering ruins and no human remains. Not a single bone, not even teeth.
The official verdict? Accidental fire from faulty wiring. Death certificates for all 5 children were issued within days before any real investigation. But George wasn't convinced. House fires rarely burn hot enough to completely cremate bodies, especially bones and teeth, yet in the rubble, metal appliances, bed springs, even Christmas ornaments were still recognizable. Experts told him even 2 hours in a crematorium at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit leaves bone fragments. His home had burned for less than an hour. Then came more clues. The cut phone line, the ladder found tossed down an embankment, a neighbor admitting he stole equipment from their yard during the blaze and had also cut the phone line, claiming he thought it was power. And, most disturbing, in the weeks before the fire, strangers were seen watching the Sodder children from a parked car. On the night itself, witnesses claimed they saw children being driven away, alive. George and Jenny embraced a chilling theory. Their children had been kidnapped and the fire set to cover the crime. They chased leads for decades. Witnesses described seeing groups of children with Italian-speaking adults who turned hostile when approached, in diners, in hotels. One cafe owner remembered serving 5 quiet children on Christmas morning. A week later, a hotel clerk swore she saw 4 of them check in with 2 men and 2 women late at night, leaving before sunrise. In 1968, 23 years after the fire, an envelope arrived from Kentucky. Inside, a photo of a man in his 30s. On the back, Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie, Illil Boys, A90132/35. The resemblance to young Louis was uncanny. The family hired a private detective to track the lead. He took the case and vanished, never sending word again. George died in 1969, never knowing the truth. Jenny wore black every day until her death in 1989. tending a memorial garden where the house once stood. For decades, a giant billboard on Route 16 displayed the children's faces and a $5,000 reward, later $10,000, asking what happened to the Sodder children. That Christmas Eve fire left more questions than ashes. Were the 5 children truly lost to the flames, or taken into the darkness of that winter night? If that photo landed in your mailbox, would you believe it was really Lewis, or just a cruel hoax? Drop your theory in the comments. Tragic accident or the perfect kidnapping?